Every morning, a quiet boy crossed a bridge filled with painful memories, followed by a stray dog no one wanted. But during one violent storm, that same dog would make a choice that turned fear into courage and a broken heart into a lifelong mission to save others. In a small, rainy town in Oregon, lived a boy named Ethan Carter. Ethan rarely spoke in class. He walked with his head down, avoiding eye contact and laughter. The other kids thought he was simply shy, but those who knew him understood he carried something heavy inside. Years earlier, Ethan's father had died in an accident near the old wooden bridge that crossed the raging river outside town. Since then, Ethan avoided the bridge completely, taking long detours just to keep distance from the place that reminded him of loss. His mother worried about him. He had stopped playing outside. He barely smiled, and sometimes she caught him staring at old photos late at night. Everything began to change on a cold autumn morning. As Ethan walked to school along a quiet road, he noticed a stray dog following him. The dog was thin, muddy, and covered in tangled fur. One ear drooped while the other stood tall. Despite his rough appearance, his eyes were gentle, watching Ethan with quiet curiosity. Ethan tried to ignore him, but the dog kept walking behind him, step for step, never barking, never getting too close. When Ethan reached school, the dog sat patiently outside the gate. That afternoon, the dog was still there, and when Ethan walked home, the dog followed again. After a week of silent companionship, Ethan finally spoke. "I guess you can come with me," he whispered. He named the dog River, though he didn't know why at first. Maybe it was because River's presence felt calm, steady, like flowing water that never judged him. From that day on, River became part of Ethan's routine. Every morning, River walked him to school, barking at passing cars that came too close. The dog waited outside the gate until classes ended. Neighbors began to smile when they saw the pair walking together. River had a strange way of sensing Ethan's emotions. On hard days when Ethan felt overwhelmed, River would press his head gently against Ethan's leg. When Ethan laughed for the first time in years, after River chased his own tail in circles, his mother cried quietly in the kitchen, grateful to hear joy again. Slowly, Ethan began to change. He joined a school art club. He made a few friends. He started talking more at home. And eventually, with River walking beside him, he found the courage to cross the old wooden bridge again. Step by a trembling step, it was the first time he had faced that memory since his father's death, and he didn't feel alone. Then came the storm. It started with heavy rain, louder and stronger than anything the town had seen in years. Rivers overflowed. Roads flooded. Strong winds knocked down trees and power lines. One afternoon, Ethan didn't come home from school. Panic spread quickly. His mother called neighbors. Teachers searched the campus. Police organized rescue teams as night fell and the storm worsened. River appeared at Ethan's house, soaked and frantic. He barked loudly, pacing back and forth, then ran toward the old bridge, only to return again, pulling at rescuers' jackets, urging them to follow. At first, no one understood, but River refused to stop. Again and again, he ran toward the bridge. Finally, search teams followed him. The old wooden bridge was barely standing against the raging river below. Pieces of the structure had broken away under the pressure of the storm. And there, clinging to a cracked plank, was Ethan, cold, terrified, and too weak to climb back up. The current roared beneath him. Rescuers scrambled to set ropes and safety lines, but before anyone could reach him, River jumped. The dog plunged into the violent water, swimming against powerful waves. Ethan's eyes widened in fear and hope as River reached him, grabbing onto his jacket and pulling with everything he had. Rescuers threw ropes and managed to pull Ethan toward safety. The boy was lifted onto solid ground, coughing but alive. But River was gone. The current carried him away before anyone could reach him. The town mourned deeply. Ethan struggled with grief again, but this time it felt different. River had not just saved his life, he had taught him how to live again. Years passed. Ethan grew stronger, emotionally and physically. Inspired by River's courage, he chose a path dedicated to protecting others. He became a firefighter, known for his bravery during dangerous rescues. He often said one thing guided him through fear. "A dog once saved me when I was too scared to save myself." At the entrance of the rebuilt bridge now stands a bronze statue of a loyal dog, facing the river, ears raised, posture strong, forever guarding the place where courage changed a life. People leave flowers, letters, and small toys beside it, and every time Ethan crosses that bridge, he pauses, touches the statue gently, and smiles, remembering the quiet hero who walked beside him when he needed it most. Because sometimes, the greatest protectors are not loud or famous. Sometimes, they're simply loyal hearts who watch and give everything to save the ones they love.